The iconic Globe Theatre in Dunedin has celebrated its 50th anniversary in style. To tell us more, please welcome Friends of the Globe Theatre representing Dunedin City.
Kia ora tātou. I'm Dave Cull, I'm the Mayor of Dunedin, and it's my privilege to introduce a group of people of whom Dunedin is enormously proud, the Friends of the Globe. The story of the Globe Theatre ostensibly begins when Patrick and Rosalie Carey began staging theatrical productions in their Dunedin home in the 1960s. But the saga goes back much further to the 1860s because the house is actually the main character. Built in 1867 by Dunedin's first mayor and New Zealand's first architect, William Mason, it was a splendid two-storey villa overlooking Dunedin Centre and Otago Harbour. Nearly 100 years on, with a little help from their friends and even the blessing of the City Council, the Careys pushed out the back wall of their living room and created a theatrical performance space that evolved over ensuing years into the current Globe Theatre. In 1973, exhausted by 12 years of producing 10 to 12 plays per annum, the Careys left and sold the house to the Friends of the Globe. The Friends took on a hefty mortgage to buy the house, but a tiny theatre unable to sustain an income that could service that mortgage. But what they also had was the determination that Dunedin would continue to be served by the high-quality theatrical productions it had become used to.
And this determination has paid off, along, I must say, with the mortgage. During the last 40-odd years, the Globe has not only survived, albeit with a few hiccups along the way, it has prospered, albeit on the smell of an oily rag for most of the time. And this has been due entirely to the dedication, hard work, etc., of generations of friends. They have put in many hours, countless hours, lost many fingernails, and grown quite a few grey hairs during the time, during which time they have extended the theatre from the very tiny 30-odd seater into one which is still tiny, or boutique as we call it, a 72 theatre, which it is today. So the building has been increased, it's been improved, and we have continued to enhance the reputation of the Globe. So who are the Friends? Well, every year or so there are about 100, 200 people, plus all their friends and associates, who take part in or watch the various productions that we put on. They are organised, managed by a committee of about 8 people who have different but complementary skills. The committee sorts out the annual programme of plays and other events, taking advice and suggestions from its members. It also sorts out what renovations or maintenance will be done to the building during that particular year and whether or not any grants will be applied for. Nobody, I must stress, is paid for any of the work that is done. All our Globe profits from productions is ploughed back into the theatre itself, into the building. We have tried to be as much self-sufficient as possible and have applied for very few grants in the last 12 years or so. In fact, the largest grant during the last 12 years has been an $8,500 grant for painting just 2 sides of the theatre, the 2 sides the public can see. Over the last 4 decades, many hundreds of people have gone through the theatre, and you'll see the names of these scrolling through the DVD that we'll be putting on the second part of this programme. DVDs, the names rather, will be familiar because many of these people are people who are household names in Dunedin and elsewhere through the work in the various media. The Globe has changed my life, we've been told by many a person. Changed my life, as our daughter once said, our daughter who is trying to make a career in London at the moment as an actor. Sure, it put me on the path to poverty and rejection, but it's my life. The Friends are derived from numbers of different groups. They are children who come in from drama classes or children productions. They are teenagers or older teenagers or tertiary students who come in from the various institutions wanting to learn more from the people who work in the Globe. They are adults who've never thought they could do anything but who've been enticed into the theatre and have decided they love the buzz of the place. They're former professionals who've decided, after several years in the business, that they would like to have some jam in their bread, but they still want to work in the theatre, and so they come in, give their time for free, and pass on their skills to the younger generation. So the Friends have helped the Globe in many different ways, and in its turn, the Globe has helped the Friends to become self-sufficient, self-confident, to learn new skills, to develop themselves, and have a wonderful time. The Globe has helped the city by putting on umpteen plays, various productions they won't see in professional theatre because they're too risky or too expensive to put on. It has also helped New Zealand writers by putting on a great deal of New Zealand plays. 4 of our 5 productions this year are in fact New Zealand plays. So we've given people the opportunity to hear their voices and see their people and hear their stories. So the Globe, the Friends are all important, hugely important part of the cultural life of the city. And now we'd like to show you what the Globe is, what the people are, who the people are, and something of what we do in this short film that's been put together by Sophie.
'Twas once wrote in some renown that all the world's a stage. Our theatre is all the Globe, fighting strong despite some signs of age. Oh, to be in the theatre, that famous dusty smell, an echo in the empty stage which dreams and wonders tell. A spacious house with history, thousands have come before. Beloved friends and volunteers do what it needs and more. The set is up in 1 week's time, with actors tripping round. It goes back down in little more and starts another round. The empty dressing room is heavy with a musty smell of makeup and of time gone by, 1,000 weeks of hell. People come from all around, standing long in line. They get a program, read the ads, from financiers this time. The new red seats are filled with people, doors softly close behind. The talkers hopeful of good weather, and the play seen last time. The house lights dim, and comes a voice, "Use of cell phones will be punished." And actors feel that nervous pang, praying precious lines won't vanish. Silence falls across the house, an actor's heartbeat skips. The curtain rises majestically, and tech crews check their scripts. The ever-cautious, coffee-fueled stage manager makes the call, and when the curtains fall again, the play belongs to all. Will they clap, or roar, or stand and shout? Silence dead as night. A shriek for encore, or tomato? Please let this show take flight. Afterwards, the actors mingle amongst remaining crowds, and all the techs reset their cues while directors furl their brows. The house then empties once again, with echoes all that's left. Until another show begins, lies the silence, deft. There is no way to explain the pull of this, the theatre, but all who come are part of its constant, quiet grandeur. If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended. Cobwebs and a roof that drips will come and go as passing ships. The Globe's a place for every player with tales to unwind. We will carry on, my friends, but a roof gives peace of mind.